Lions fans, let's talk, man. I'm going to give you a disclaimer because I appreciate you and I want to give you the benefit of the doubt here. And I'm going to tell you that you are if you're looking for bubbles and rainbows, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to go down to there's a button at the bottom of this video. It has, if you've subscribed, it says it's just a little bell. If you have not subscribed, I'm going to need you to look at that button and stay far away from it, right? If you're subscribed, I'm going to need you to think really carefully about hitting that button and unsubscribing. And the topic of this video is mediocre. Why is being mediocre good enough for Lions fans? And you might be like, the thing, and I'm going to try to keep my composure. I'm worn out, y'all. I'm tired. I'm tired of arguing. I'm tired of yelling about the same thing. I'm tired of just everything, man. I'm tired of the whole thing. And what I'm tired of is, one thing about being a fan is you literally cannot be told how to feel, right? Like some people have DNA. Some people have decades of generations of hurt from this team, right? Some people are new fans. Some people just hopped on the bandwagon train. And the thing about it is, when it comes to this team, people like hope, right? Anybody that's seen Superman, Henry Cavill, 2013, and nowhere prior to that movie was the S symbol meant hope. I've seen every Superman movie, and I don't remember him saying that this is a symbol of hope in any movie. Lions fans, they cling on to it. The offseason is our Super Bowl. And we are so miserable and so pathetic, in my opinion, that we don't see the real, right? I remember when Jim Caldwell got fired, and a lot of you said he couldn't take us over the hump. So he needed to be fired. But yet he didn't have a full team. That same crowd was ready to get rid of Matthew Stafford. He goes to an actual team with a number one defense, and he wins a Super Bowl. And we rather go root for him than demand more of our team. Now, the thing that I hear is that the Detroit Lions are ahead of schedule, and I think that's pathetic. I think that's miserable that the Detroit Lions are ahead of schedule. I think that's a loser mentality. That is what losers do. That is how losers feel. You accept mediocrity. That's what you accept. You know what? Lions on the trajectory. You know why? Because you guys have seen the future, and you know that next year is going to be better, right? So I need you to do me a favor, play the Powerball, right? And then you can cash at me when you win. You've seen the future. Now, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, Derek Downer. I've always kept it a buck. And the buck, the truth is this. That's what the truth is this. That the Lions and Lions fans are good at being mediocre. That's what we accept. Mediocrity. You are shunned for speaking truth about this team. And again, the truth is this. That this team is mediocre at best. Lions fans, we ridiculed the Minnesota Vikings because they were frauds. They were 12-5. They were 11-0 in one-score games, and they got bounced out at home in the first round of the playoffs. What happens if that's your Detroit Lions? See, a lot of you guys are waiting. It's okay because Brad Holmes is guaranteed. I'll buy that for $1. Next year, we're going, you know what? Year one, we went 0. What'd we go? 0-3. What did we go? 13-1. You guys are, last year we go 9-8. This year we're 9-4 currently. Division win, playoff appearance, probably playoff win, home playoff game. So the trajectory says that next year we're going to go even further, right? So wherever we go this year, we're going to go further next year. But I'm here to remind you that ain't how life works. That's not how life works at all. I'm sure you've made plans. You know what? Next year I'm going to do this. And then life slaps you right in the face. And you can't do none of that. Right? You can't do none of it. So what am I here saying? I'm saying, when are we going to expect more than mediocre? When are we going to hold people accountable, right, for what we're seeing? You know, it's funny. There's a guy on YouTube that was telling you, like, let's be clear. I make YouTube videos. That's what I do. That's what I do. So if there is a chance at the first seed, I'm going to talk about it. If there's a chance at the playoffs, I'm going to talk about it. That's what I do. Last year, there was a guy that was saying playoffs at 1-6. His name is Derek. He's sitting right here. He's wearing these glasses. I said that, right? Y'all didn't want to believe it. We did it. We did our thing. This year, same thing. Brad Holmes dropped the ball. Aaron Glenn dropped the ball. Dan Campbell dropped the ball. You ready to move on from Jared Goff? I don't care. Do whatever you want to. I do not care anymore. I'm trying to, people want to go back to SOL. I can't stop you. I can't stop you. That's not my job. That's Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's job. To me, Sheila's done her job. I'm not here to convince you one way or another. I'm just trying to appeal and ask, when is, I remember 9-7 wasn't good enough. And we couldn't beat the good teams, which brings me to my point after 7 minutes of talking of, can the Detroit Lions beat the good teams? Oh, Derek, you're a party pooper. You're a party pooper, man. All you do is come in and poop on parties. That's what you do. Okay. All right. I enjoy pooping on parties, I guess. All right. So let's go back and see. Detroit Lions in 2023, and this is how you determine a good team, right? Let's look at this. This is all off the top of my head. The Chiefs, the world wanted to give us an asterisk. We couldn't stand it, but they gave us an asterisk. The Chiefs, this is a victory. They were 0-0. Atlanta Falcons were 2-0. Green Bay Packers were 2-1. And the Atlanta Falcons were 2-0. So we beat 1, 2, 3 teams with a winning record. Las Vegas Raiders, not a winning record. Los Angeles Chargers, 500. Chicago Bears, not a winning record. New Orleans Saints, not a winning record. Chicago Bears, not a winning record. Denver Broncos, right now, winning record. Minnesota Vikings, winning record. Dallas Cowboys, winning record. Minnesota Vikings, currently a winning record. Is Detroit Lions a good team? They are. Are they a great team? They are not. Let's go back. When we started our streak, I don't remember what the records were of these teams, but the Green Bay Packers, when we played them, were 500. The Chicago Bears were below 500. We lost to a below 500 teams. The New York Jets were 500. The Minnesota Vikings were above 500 when we beat them. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't remember. And the Buffalo Bills were above 500. So if you go and you look at these wins, have the Detroit Lions beat? How many teams have they beat with a above 500 record, which means a winning record? I want to say that the Lions have beat so we beat the Minnesota Vikings last year. The Minnesota Vikings. We beat the New York Jets. The New York Jets were 7-6 when we played them, and the Minnesota Vikings, I can't remember what they were. That's 2 teams. Then if you go over to 2023, we beat another 3 teams, right? So that's 5 teams. 5 teams that we've beat in the last, 20 games or so that have a winning record. Are you a good team if consistently you can't beat other good teams? The best team that we face is the Baltimore Ravens. We lost. We've lost. Outside of the Baltimore Ravens, you got the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you have the, like I said, the 2-1. But the early season doesn't mean anything, though, right? Early season doesn't mean anything. So I'm here to tell you, again, that button that's below the channel, unsubscribe. Hold on.
You can't handle the truth.
Unsubscribe. Because that's all I'm here to give you. It's not really my emotion. It's the truth. So, Lions have 4 games left, are sitting at 9-4, 11-6 after starting 8-2, going 3-4 out of your last 7. That is you're asking for a first round upset. I would be disappointed. No less than 12-5. The Lions can only afford to win one more game. They got to win 3, drop 1. They go 3-1, that's a success. They win a division, that's a success. They get a playoff win, that's a success. But let me assure you, next year is not guaranteed. I'm not here to tell you how to feel. I'm just here to tell you how I feel. So, you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Lions fans, demand better, man. Demand better. That's all I ask. Demand better. Stop settling for mediocre. Don't be like Brad Holmes and shop at the Dollar General. Don't buy groceries at the Dollar General.